Well, first of all, thank you everyone for coming. I've actually just started wearing glasses and I haven't got the confidence yet to actually walk onto the stage wearing them without thinking I'm going to trip over. So we've got, I'm absolutely surprised actually, maybe I shouldn't be surprised, but we put out 170 name badges this morning and there's only 4 left out there. So really, really appreciate the considerable effort people have made to be here with us today. I know everybody's busy. Thank you, everyone. A lot of people, or a number of people, have travelled from abroad, from Switzerland, from Denmark, from Prague, Guernsey, Jersey, and Athens in Greece. Really, really appreciate that. And also, thank you for the people that have travelled from the regions. And please, everybody, keep eating because we want to not hold you up on eating whilst I'm talking. A number of people also, thanks for travelling from the regions: Leeds, Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, Nottingham, Guildford, and sorry if I've missed anyone. A particular thank you to Reliance, who've come all the way from India, and a special welcome to Reliance's biggest shareholder, Mr. Hattori from Nippon Life, the biggest financial services group in Japan. Happy birthday to Steve Barron, in the middle somewhere. Thank you, Steve, for giving up your birthday. And I asked someone recently, who do you think the 2 biggest individuals are in the last 100 years in terms of them having an impact on mankind? And the 2 names that I got, one was Nelson Mandela and the other was Mahatma Gandhi, and I'm delighted that Mahatma Gandhi's great-grandson is with us today. Thank you, Vin, for joining us. My daughter called me this morning at 8:15. I was walking up and I said, Daddy's having a very important lunch today. She's 7.5, and she said, oh, how many people are coming? And I said, oh, an awful lot of people. And she said, is Per Wimmer, the astronaut, coming, Daddy? Delighted that Per Wimmer, the astronaut, is here. He's not in space today and he's not jumping out of aeroplanes over Mount Everest, so welcome, Per. And thank you to everyone in my team for the huge effort that people have put in. Now, this is where you forget you've got some slides. I think everybody pretty much knows what we do. Our business is really simple. We look to identify world-class investment opportunities and then connect those investment opportunities with discretionary investment managers, ultra-high net worth entrepreneurs, and their family offices. You've heard from James already. But the Cohesion business model, the one thing that I really want Cohesion to be recognised for in this market in 1 year's time, in 5 years' time, is that we are a business that knows how to make you money. That is my dream for our brand in this market. Now, I was actually quite surprised yesterday. I looked at the diary and it was the 17th of November, and it reminded me that I actually joined this industry on the 17th of November, exactly 30 years ago. So I hope a few of you don't think I look like I've been in the industry that long, but I have. And I think the first 15 years were probably learning the trade, and then the last 15 years I've been lucky enough to be involved in setting up and helping run some of the industry's biggest businesses, Hargreaves, Lansdowne and Scandia, and advising some of the others, Odie and AXA Group, setting up their businesses. But of everything I've done in the last 30 years, there's nothing that has excited me as much as the subject that we're going to talk about today. Not only investing in India, but investing in India with Reliance. Now, Reliance, of course, is a well-known name to some people. It's an extremely well-known name in India. You know, we are talking about just about the biggest corporate house in the country, worth not far off $100 billion in market cap. And Reliance set up an investment business 21 years ago, and this is the return that they've delivered. So, had you put $1 million in to this at the start, you would have made just over 90 million. And in terms of annualized returns, that's 30% per annum in local currency. And if anyone's worried about currency, in dollars, it's still 27.5% per annum. And that was before lots of things got better in India. So in terms of investing in India, or investing in anything actually, the 3 kind of starting points that I always have, number 1 is we have to be convinced on the big picture. Does the big picture make sense? Do we believe it? And then secondly, we need to assess what is the time horizon that we're investing into this for. Because I think if you're looking at a 3 to 5 year term, any short-term volatility or anything can be smoothed out. And then if you buy the big picture and you're investing for the right time, the third thing to get right is how do we access this? Have we got the right partner? And that is absolutely critical. So Reliance are going to cover two things today. One is the absolute case for investing in India as a standalone investment. I know that lots of people here are already investing in India, and a number with us. Some are not yet. Some only allocate to global emerging market or to Asia. And what we want to try and persuade people today is to consider, is not to stop allocating to emerging markets, global emerging markets or Asia region, but to just carve out a small proportion of your portfolio that you could allocate to this as a standalone investment, because we think the case for it is enough. Now, even if it's 1%, whether that's 1% of a million, 10 million, 100 million, or a billion, or 10 billion for the money managers, that's what we're asking you to consider. And the second thing we want to talk about, which Reliance will talk about, as well as the case for India, will be we really do believe that if you're going to invest in India, you need to do it with a big domestic player on the ground that really understands that market, and Madhu and Sunil will explain why. So please carry on with the main courses. I'll be back to introduce the Reliance speakers in about 10 minutes. Thank you.